Good morning, dear ladies and gentlemen, respected guests, partners, and students. We are delighted to welcome all you here at the first international conference with topic on green taxonomy for sustainable development, from green technologies to green economy. Welcome to CONGREENTAX 2024. Dear friends, we have special thanks to our partners represented by Aju University, Business Development Bank, and International Agricultural University of Uzbekistan and other partners. Dear ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you the conference program. From 10 o'clock up to 12:30, there will be a plenary session. Then from 12:30 up to 1:30 p.m. will be a break. Then from 2 p.m. up to 6 p.m., the conference will continue in 4 sections. Dear friends, for those who joined online, we have an English translation function. Please, dear keynote speakers, distinguished guests, and partners, please be informed that the time level is 10 minutes for every presentation and welcoming speech. So, dear participants, we kindly ask you to turn off your gadgets or switch on the mute mode, please. Thank you very much. Dear ladies and gentlemen, the first floor is given for the opening statement to the Director of the Tashkent Institute of Irrigation and Agricultural Mechanization Engineers, National Research University, Professor Mr. Bahadur Mirzaev.
Assalomu alaykum, hurmatli anjuman ishtirokchilari, konferensiya qatnashchilari, xonimlar va janoblar. Good morning, everyone, the guests, the colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, honorable speakers, and all participants of Fourth International Scientific Conference on the Green Taxonomy for Sustainable Development from green technology into green economy. First of all, I would like to welcome you to Tashkent Institute of Irrigation and Agricultural Mechanization Engineers, National Research University. Let me express my sincere gratitude to all of you for your participation at the fourth international conference on green taxonomy for sustainable development from green technology and green economy. Second, I would like to thank for experts for taking their precious time out and participating to today's conference. So also I would like to thank the audience for being present here today. Special thanks to Guzar Begim Rakimova and Dean of Faculty of Economy, Dr. Alimov for organizing the event in high level and inviting the several foreign professors and researchers. So, dear colleagues, let me give briefly information about our university. So, our university is one of the oldest universities in Central Asia, and it is almost 100 years old. This year we will celebrate 9 years old. And my pleasure invite you to the huge celebrate event which will be held on November this year. So, in accordance with the decree of the President of the Republic of Uzbekistan, which signed it in 2021, our university received status National Research University. And after that, it is continued activities such as CIME, National Research University. So today at our university, students studying more than 40 bachelor program, as well as 36 masters and 22 PhD program in the field of agricultural economy, land management, environmental, green energy, water resource, and water management, and etc. It is my great pleasure that I would like to share with you that recently was announced results of QS World University Ranking, and our university, among the universities of Uzbekistan, our university firstly enrolled in the list of 1,000 the best university in the world, and took 547 position. So, and 2 days ago was announced the impact ranking Times for Education, and the ranking our university dramatically level up more than 400 position in the world, and it took approximately 600 or plus the police. We indeed we are proud of the international results of our university. So the main purpose of the conference, it is a exchange ideas and explore innovative approach to sustainable agriculture in this crucial region. And also we study the green transformation in this industry, energy, construction, transport sector, agricultural, tourism, legislation, and science, as well as to discuss issues related on the green taxonomy. So we believe that today's conference will serve as a platform for strange collaboration will be contribute to the sustainable development of the green taxonomy in this region. It is important to suggest that Central Asia unique environmental and agricultural landscape presents both challenges and opportunities. So today's conference will pay special attention to the ambition of Central Asian striving to meet the growing demand for green food production in our region. It is no secret that green taxonomy plays a vital role in the sustainable development of Central Asia, contributing to food security, livelihood security, and environmental sustainability. It is pleasant to note that the conference and agenda covers a wide range of interesting topics, including the best practice in the field of green energy, green technologies, green transport, green construction, and so on for sustainable development in this area. There is a good opportunity to learn from experts in the field as they share their deep ideas, their vision in the future, and rich experience. I hope that conference on green taxonomy for sustainable development from technology to green economy would be able to achieve its goal in providing the effective zone for academicians, researchers, and professors to advising knowledge, research, and sharing experience. I believe that within the conference, we'll look forward to hear from your new ideas based on your particular experience in the field on green taxonomy, great news, and your contribution in making to this event more productive. My colleagues try to do their best organizing the event in the most efficient way possible. Enjoy your time and visit. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much for the opening statement, dear ladies and gentlemen. So the next floor is given for the welcoming speech and the presentation to Director of the International Agricultural University of Uzbekistan, to Mrs. Munira Aminova. Thank you very much.
Computer. Sırada mı? Professorlar falan işleri. Assalomu alaykum, hurmatli konferensiya ishtirokchilari. Good afternoon, good morning, actually. Good morning, dear ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, dear participants of this international conference. My speech is in English, so I hope there is a translation. Very happy to be here today and welcome all of the participants to this conference, which is very important. The topic of the conference is so important, not just for Central Asia, not just for Uzbekistan, but actually for the entire world. The idea of green development, sustainable development is now, of course, is #1 in the agenda of international organizations and global fora, generally speaking. I'm happy to be one of the co-organizers of the conference, and thank you for our team, actually, who worked for some time to get this conference off the ground. I will give a slight information about our brand new university, because in comparison to TIAMI, our university is only 2 years old. But I have only, I think, 5 minutes, so I will stop in most important areas. We work in cooperation with Royal Agricultural University, and some of their areas are, as you see here on the presentation, they are agriculture, environment, farm management, equine sciences, rural land management, food, and others. They are one of the oldest universities, and we provide their programs, and this is a franchise program that International Agriculture University provides in Uzbekistan. So the students are essentially students of Royal Agricultural University. So International Agriculture University is focusing itself on a bit more innovative, digital-based, climate change and disaster resilient agriculture areas. And so we wish we make a contribution in these areas with our activities. And so we have lots of international cooperation. I welcome any other partners who are here to also work with us in different areas if necessary. So this is our team. As you can see, some of the rectors, deputy rectors, and some of our professors. And one of them, Carlos, is actually here. I'm going to be presenting a bit more detail. And you see, we have 4 bachelor's programs. This is in food safety management, smart agriculture, agroeconomics, agrologistics, and the 3 master's programs, agricultural technology and innovation, sustainable agriculture and food security, business management. But also, we also have a PhD program now called in the area of agricultural economics. And together we do it with IAMO, the German Institute. Just slightly a little bit more information about our areas that we work. We have areas like agrobiosciences, where students look at the plant's cell structure, and we teach soil and environmental sciences. In the greenhouses, you see some students in the practical trips, applied plant sciences, and then we also have livestock. So we do it together with some clusters which raise livestock, and so the students go very often to look after and take care of the livestock in different farms. Today, as we speak, about 10% of our students are in Germany going through work and travel in some of the areas of agriculture in Germany. So we are actually looking forward to hear some news from them. And so in the areas of research, as you can see, we specialize in the environment, land degradation, crop production, specializing in the drought and areas in Uzbekistan. Here, this is our PhD program that our young researchers do research, and these are the areas that they do research in cooperation again with IAMO. So one of our main areas is, of course, this is international university, and we have lots of international professors now from different countries of the world. But what we are looking for now is to make the student experience more international. Uzbekistan, as you know, has always been a country where international students came and studied. Even during, Soviet times, we had students coming from Nepal. I mean, even with us, we had students in Tashkent State University, where I studied, students who came from different countries. I think this is now the moment, as our dearest president speaks, of revival of our country. And so we are looking forward for cooperation of international partners and student exchange programs so that we do attract students to Uzbekistan, to TIAMI, to IAU, and to other universities who can provide very good conditions for international students, I believe. And so maybe one or two other things that I mentioned. We have a well-functioning capacity building center where we train farmers, lots of other stakeholders in the area of agri-food. So up to date, maybe about 30, 40 training courses have been organized for different stakeholders. And we also have innovation incubator, that is agro-food innovation incubator. For the moment, we are still trying to get it off the ground because this is a new university. But this, I think, is an excellent idea, which was again mentioned in the decree of the president, that we need to have such an agri-food innovation incubator where students can do research and innovations in the area of agri-food industry. And so this is something a little bit in the future. These are our students, some of our events. I think my marketing team has prepared these slides. We organize conferences, so we do welcome anyone who's interested to come and visit our university. And on this end, I would like to wish big success to all the participants of today's conference. And I'm really looking forward to hear new ideas, innovative solutions for existing challenges in this world related to green economy, green taxonomy. So thank you so much for your attention, and I'm really looking forward for the discussion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear professor, for your presentation and for your welcoming speech. So, dear guests, the next floor is given for the video welcoming speech to the professor of the International Platform for the Dryland Research and Education, Tottori University in Japan, Mrs. Kristina Todoric. Dear friends, please pay attention to the screen. We have got online broadcasting. Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum. Hurmatli konferensiya ishtirokchilari, hurmatli mehmonlar. It is my great pleasure to be a part of this very valuable international meeting, international conference, which gathering together the best global recognized experts, researchers, workers, and other policymakers. It is my great honor to be here with you today, and I wish to our conference the best success to achieve their tasks and to develop such kind of recommendations and such kind of guideline for governmental level, for Central Asian countries level, for researchers, for stakeholders and experts, not only in environment science, agriculture, but also to be useful for a large audience, including rural communities. My name is Kristina Nikolaevna Toderic, and I am working in the region almost for 40 years. And my main target of research was related to dryland science, innovations, and extension programs. Right now, I am a member of the Uzbek Japanese satraps project. That actually is not a project, but it is an integrated program, research, development, and extension program between two countries, Uzbekistan and Japan. This kind of satraps initiative was started by Japanese government maybe after 2010, and Uzbekistan is a 51 countries which was awarded for such kind of prestigious grant. And the main direction of research of this program is to find solution, or is a combination, is a very complex program to find a solution of restoration of saline lands, especially in RRC basin. From Japan side, more than 10 universities and research organizations are involved. And all this organization is financially supported by Japanese Science and Technology Agency and JICA. From Uzbekistan side, the Ministry of Innovation is responsible for the implementation of such kind of very important program for the region. And also Ministry of Innovation, or Ministry now of Education, Science and Innovation of Republic of Uzbekistan are responsible for realization of this program, and they also financially supported 10 grants or 10 projects, national projects, where more than 10 universities, research institutes are involved. Also, we are working in very close relation with private sector. And then the target region for this program is RRC Basin, and mostly Kashkadarya watershed areas and Amudarya watershed areas, including Aral itself. And TIME is one of the main organizations of this conference today. It's our focal point of satraps project in this program. I am very grateful for the rector of the University of TIME, and especially thanks is going to Abdul Hakim Salahidinov, who is all the time in communication, not only in communication, but also in coordinations of national tasks for implementation of satraps project in Uzbekistan.
Thank you very much. We are very grateful and very much appreciate the investment of the Professor Kristina Todoric. So, dear guests, the next floor is given to Professor, Chancellor of the Agriculture Academy of Vytautas Magnus University and Chief Researcher at Bioeconomy Research Institute, Professor Mrs. Astrida Michelin. Thank you very much.
Уважаемые ректора, уважаемые коллеги, мне очень приятно участвовать в конференции, представить мою презентацию о роли зеленых налогов в развитии биоэкономики в странах Евросоюза. Экологическое налогообложение, также известное как зеленое налогообложение, это экономический инструмент, призванный стимулировать более экологическое поведение и одновременно приносящий доход государству. В основе этого прихода есть фундаментальный принцип, которому те, кто больше загрязняет окружающую среду или оказывает на нее большее воздействие, должны вносить большой вклад в государство и в ее сохранение. И поэтому цель моего исследования – выявить и сравнить роль зеленых налогов в развитии биоэкономики в странах Евросоюза. И самый главный вопрос этой презентации есть о том, может ли политика зеленых налогов способствовать развитию биоэкономики. Что такое биоэкономика? Биоэкономика или экономика на основе биологических ресурсов – это новый модель промышленности в экономике. Она предлагает устойчивое использование возобновляемых биологических ресурсов для производства продуктов питания, энергии и промышленных товаров, а также использует неиспользованный потенциал миллионов тонн биологических отходов и остаточных материалов. Одна из главных целей зеленого налогообложения – это сокращение выбросов парниковых газов, ответственных за изменение климата. Для достижения этой цели многие страны ввели налоги на ископаемые виды топлива, такие как нефть, природный газ и уголь. Эти налоги стимулируют предприятия и потребителей сокращать потребление ископаемого топлива и переходить на более чистые возобновляемые источники энергии, такие как солнечная и ветреная энергия. Еще одна важная цель экологического налогообложения – это стимулирование энергоэффективности. Правительство вводит налоговые льготы, чтобы побудить предприятия и частных лиц инвестировать в технологии и методы, снижающие потребление энергии. Это включает в себя улучшение теплоизоляции зданий, использование более экономических автомобилей и внедрение более энергоэффективных производственных процессов. Экологическое налогообложение также направлено на сохранение природных ресурсов. Налоги часто взимаются в добыче и использовании невозобновляемых ресурсов, так как древесина, минералы и вода. Такие налоги стимулируют более разумное использование этих ресурсов и способствуют поиску устойчивых альтернатив. Биоэкономика – одна из крупнейших отраслей промышленности в Евросоюзе. И в этой слайде вы можете посмотреть, сколько новых рабочих мест и сколько валовой продукции, какая стоимость есть в Евросоюзе, во всех странах Евросоюза в 2022 году. Я сравнила цели биоэкономики и зеленых налогов. Биоэкономика призвана ввести вклад в решение нескольких общественных и социальных проблем. Это обеспечение продовольственной безопасности, рациональное использование природных ресурсов, снижение зависимости от невозобновляемых ресурсов, смягчение последствий изменения климата и адаптации к ним, и тоже создание рабочих мест и поддержание конкурентоспособности. Если мы посмотрим, какой роль есть зеленых налогов, то же самое, это они интернализируют негативные внешние эффекты, они способствуют экономии энергии, использованию возобновляемых источников. Налоги тоже препятствуют антиэкологическому поведению, мотивируют компании к инновациям, приносят доход правительства, позволяя снять другие налоги и реализовать новые экологические проекты. И как вы видите, цели биоэкономики и зеленых налогов схожи: защита окружающей среды, адаптация к изменению климата, получение прибыли и создание новых рабочих мест. Устойчивое развитие – важная цель Евросоюза. Первый этап достижения устойчивости – это изменение налоговой системы и внедрение стратегии зеленого налогообложения. Второй этап – это биоэкономика. Далее циркулярная биоэкономика и как цель есть устойчивое развитие. На этом слайде вы можете увидеть примеры зеленых налогов, которые есть в странах Евросоюза. И во всех странах Евросоюза есть все виды экологических или зеленых налогов. Доля зеленых налогов растет в большинстве стран Евросоюза. Это означает, что такие налоги влияют на экологию, экономику и социальную устойчивость. И в 2021 году общий объем поступления зеленых налогов Евросоюза составил 301 миллиард евро. Это около 2% всей валовой продукции Евросоюза и около 5% всех государственных доходов Евросоюза от налогов и социальных взносов. В странах Евросоюза действуют различные зеленые налоги, но их значение растет во всех странах. Увеличение или более эффективное использование налогов, связанных с экологией, может стимулировать реформы, ориентированные на рост путем смещения налогового бремени от более деформирующих налогов, например, на доходы корпораций или физических лиц, а также способствовать фискальной консолидации и развитию экологически чистых форм бизнеса. Некоторые европейские страны провели реформы экологического налогообложения 10 или 20 лет тому назад. Эти реформы направлены на смещение налогового бремени в пользу экологического налогообложения. На этом слайде вы можете увидеть, какие этапы есть экологического налогообложения на международном уровне. В этом периоде страна Евросоюза есть в 4-м периоде, когда зеленые налоги есть очень важны для формирования биоэкономики. В 2020 году Европейская комиссия представила предложение по масштабному плану восстановления следующее поколение Евросоюза, стоимость которой есть 750 миллиардов евро, который станет частью долгосрочного бюджета Евросоюза. Новые фискальные инструменты будут охватывать самый большой пакет стимулов, когда-либо финансирующие из бюджета Евросоюза. Наиболее обсуждаемыми мерами являются механизм корректировки углеродных границ, налог на цифровые технологии, налог на финансовые операции и налог на неперерабатывающие отходы пластиковой упаковки. Это стимулирует ту же биоэкономику. С 2021 года на территории Евросоюза на неперерабатываемую пластиковую упаковку налагается сбор в размере 800 евро за тонну. Государства-члены Евросоюза могли сами решать, как выполнять это обязательство. В этом году большинство государств-членов решили покрыть свой взнос непосредственно из государственных бюджетов, но многие из них, вероятно, в будущем введут новый налог на пластиковую упаковку, и в частности, новая мера может затронуть компании, рабочие в сфере розничной торговли и производства потребительских товаров. В последние года несколько стран приняли меры по сокращению выбросов углерода, включая введение экологических норм, систем торговли квотами на выбросы и налогов на выбросы углерода. В 1919 году Финляндия стала первой страной в мире, которая ввела налог на выбросы углерода. С тех пор 20 европейских стран ввели налоги на выбросы углерода от менее чем 1 евро за метрическую тонну выброса углерода в Украине до более чем 100 евро в Швеции, Лихтенштейне и Швейцарии. Углеродные налоги могут взиматься в различных видов парниковых газов, так как диоксид углерода, метан, закись азота и второравные газы. Сфера применения углеродного налога в каждой стране различна, что приводит к разным долям выбросов парниковых газов, на которые распространяется налог. Например, в Испании углеродный налог распространяется только на вторострадающие газы, облагая лишь 2% от общего объема выбросов парниковых газов. Парниковые газы в стране Лихтенштейн, напротив, облагает более 81% выбросов парниковых газов. И какая будущее зеленых налогов в Евросоюзе? Роль зеленых налогов в биоэкономике возрастает, и новая стратегия Евросоюза, это стратегия Green Deal, требует нового подхода к изменению климата, устойчивости бизнеса и налогообложению. Это новая реальность не только в Евросоюзе, я думаю, и во всем мире. И в заключение я хочу привести слово одного американского ученого. Если бы в Земле исчезли все насекомые, то в течение 50 лет вся жизнь на Земле прекратилась бы. И если бы все люди исчезли с Земли, то в течение 50 лет все формы жизни расцвели бы. Это резюме. Интенсивный экономический разъем и зеленая планета несовместимы. Это две стороны одной медали. Если мы хотим процветать и быть в гармонии с природой в долгосрочной перспективе, давайте изменим наши привычки и будем развивать биоэкономику. Спасибо большое.
Спасибо большое за вашу презентацию, госпожа Мичелин. Thank you very much for your presentation, dear professor. So, dear friends, the next floor is given to the representative of the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization in Uzbekistan, Mr. Botir Khaitov, with a presentation on the topic in Uzbek language, BMT oziq-ovqat va qishloq xo'jaligi FAO tashkilotining O'zbekistondagi amaliy faoliyati. Thank you.
Assalomu alaykum, hurmatli konferensiya ishtirokchilari. FAOning O'zbekistondagi vakolatxonasi nomidan sizlarni ushbu konferensiyada qutlashdan mamnunman. Va ushbu konferensiya barchamiz uchun tabiiy resurslardan barqaror va oqilona foydalanish bo'yicha mavjud bilim va amaliy yechimlar bilan o'rtoqlashish uchun yaxshi platforma bo'lishiga xizmat qilishiga ishonaman. Tabiiy resurslardan oqilona foydalanish ko'plab ekotizim va xizmatlari uchun asosdir. Tabiiy resurslarni barqaror boshqarish, oziq-ovqat ishlab chiqarish samaradorligini oshirish, oziq-ovqat mahsulotlarining ozuqaviy qiymatini yaxshilash, shuningdek iqlim va o'zgarishi oqibatlarini moslashtirish va ularni yumshatishga yordam beradi. Demak, oziq-ovqat bizning tashkilotimiz bir qator keyingi yillarda faoliyati bir qator ishlarni amalga oshirmoqda. Shular haqida qisqacha gapirib o'tmoqchiman. FAOning O'zbekistondagi vakolatxonasi 2014-yilda tashkil topgan milliy va mintaqaviy loyihalar orqali FAO ko'plab texnik yordam ko'rsatadi. Demak, qishloq xo'jaligi oziq-ovqat qiymat zanjirini rivojlantirish, barqaror va tabiiy resurslardan demak resurslardan boshqarish va iqlim o'zgarishi, biologik xilma-xillik, zararkunanda va turli hayvonlar va o'simliklar kasalliklariga qarshi kurashish, asalarichilik, hunarmandchilik, baliqchilikni rivojlantirish orqali aholini muqobil daromad oshirish imkoniyatini demak kengaytirish ishlari bizning tashkilotimizning asosiy ishlaridan biri. Demak, 2021-25 yillarga mo'ljallangan mamlakatni dasturida, FOAning dasturida, demak, oziq-ovqat tizimini o'zgartirish bilan bog'liq milliy strategik ustuvorlarga erishish hukumatni qo'llab-quvvatlashga qaratilgan. Demak, 2020 yil 24-sentyabrda imzolangan Birlashgan Millatlar Tashkilotining barqaror rivojlantirish bo'yicha hamkorlik yuzasidan 2021-25 yilga mo'ljallangan asosida hissa qo'shadi. Demak, ikkita strategik yo'nalish bo'yicha ish olib boryapmiz. Inson kapitalini rivojlantirish orqali salomatlik va farovonlik, demak, bu bardavom taraqqiyotga erishish. Ikkinchi strategik yo'nalishimiz barqaror va demak, barqaror iqlim uchun javobgar bardavom rivojlanish bo'lib hisoblanadi. Demak, kutilayotgan natijalar O'zbekistonda eng hududlariga iqlim o'zgarishi ofatlar ta'siriga nisbatan barqaror bo'lib, tabiiy resurslarni infratuzilmalarini boshqarish, genderga sezgir va samarali boshqarish, mustahkam iqlim harakatlari, inklyuziv atrof-muhit boshqaruvi va muhofazasidan tobora foyda ko'radi. Demak, bir qator shu sohada bir qator loyihalarni amalga oshirmoqdamiz. Shu loyihalar asosida shu paytgacha $10 million ortiq uskuna va jihozlar respublikamizga yetkazib berildi. Hozirgi kunda loyihalar asosida 200 dan ortiq ekspertlar jalb qilindi. Demak, shu bilan birgalikda hozirgi kunda 60 ta demak loyiha bo'lib, shunda 32 tasi amalda ishlab turibdi va o'zbek va ingliz tillarida hozirgi kunda 100 dan ortiq kitob va qo'llanmalar demak chop etilgan. Demak, shu bilan birgalikda 20 ta xalqaro konferensiya, yuzlab seminarlar, treninglar tashkil etilgan. Natijada 11 mingdan nafardan ortiq fermerlar, mutaxassislar, ekspertlarning salohiyatini oshirishga erishildi. Bundan tashqari 300 ga yaqin milliy ekspertlar, 60 dan ortiq xorijiy o'quv safarlarida ishtirok etib, o'z salohiyatlarini oshirishdi. Natijada hozirgi kunda 110 dan ortiq qonunlar, strategiyalar, konsepsiyalar, yo'l harakat xaritalari, texnik hisobotlar, boshqa loyiha hujjatlari ishlab chiqildi yoki ishlab chiquvchilarga takliflar bilan chiqildi. Demak, mana bu biz ko'rsatilgan qonun hujjatlarida demak bizning tashkilotimizni o'z ma'lum bir darajada hissalari bor. Shu bilan birgalikda bizning tashkilotimiz o'sha gender tengligi bo'yicha o'sha qonunlar, har xil hukumat qarorlari ishlab chiqarishda o'z hissasini qo'shib kelmoqda. Demak, raqamlashtirish, qishloq xo'jaligini raqamlashtirish borasida ham bir qator demak faoliyat olib bormoqdamiz. Demak, kelajak avlod uchun aqlli qishloq xo'jaligi degan loyihamiz mavjud. Bunda bu loyihada demak turli xil sabzavot yetishtirish, ularni o'stirish joylari, himoyalangan ishlab chiqarish tizimlarini optimallashtirish, sabzavotlar yetishtirish, ularni o'stirish joylarini yig'im-terimdan keyin amaliyotni va bozor aloqalarini optimallashtirish, sabzavotlarni issiqxonada yetishtirish, ularni qayta ishlash sohasi bo'yicha milliy salohiyatlarni mustahkamlash. Demak, bu loyihani qamrab olgan. Shu bilan birgalikda aholishunoslik jamg'armasi tomonidan demak qo'shma loyiha ishlab chiqilib, bunda qishloq ayollarni ish bilan ta'minlash asosiy vazifa bo'lib hisoblanadi. Chegara oldi hududlarida. Demak, keyingi loyihamizda ko'radigan bo'lsak, bunda Markaziy Osiyo davlatlarida cho'llar bo'yicha tashabbusi, Markaziy Osiyoda cho'llarni saqlash, ulardan barqaror foydalanish bo'yicha bir qator ishlar olib borildi. Bunda demak o'sha issiqxonalar o'rnatib berildi, 45 ta issiqxona, hunarmandchilik uskunalari taqdim etildi, sut separatorlari, pasterizatorlar, muzlatgichlar demak mahalliy aholiga yetkazib berildi bu loyiha doirasida. Demak, keyingi loyihamizda bu global ekologik jamg'arma tomonidan demak moliyalashtirilgan loyiha hisoblanadi. Bunda O'zbekiston tog' va vodiy hududlarida o'rmonlarni barqaror boshqarish, O'zbekistonda oziq-ovqat tizimlarini yerdan foydalanish va qayta tiklash ta'sirini o'rganish loyihasi hisoblanadi. Keyingi loyihamizda bu Kasilim 2 o'sha oldingi loyihaning davomi Markaziy Osiyo va Turkiyaning qurg'oqchilik va sho'rlangan qishloq xo'jaligi ishlab chiqarish landshaftlarida tabiiy resurslardan kompleks boshqarish loyihasi bo'lib bunda qurg'oqchilik va sho'rlangan hududlarda qishloq xo'jaliklarining degradatsiyasini oldini olish, tuproq unumdorligini saqlash va oshirib borishga qaratilgan texnologik qo'llashga yordam beradi. Demak, yana bitta loyihamiz O'zbekistonda tog'oldi va vodiy hududlarda o'rmonlarni barqaror boshqarish loyihasi bo'lib hisoblanib, bu loyihada o'rmonlarni investitsiya qilish, monitoring qilish tizimi yaratiladi. O'rmonlarni barqaror boshqarish tizimini joriy etish orqali karbon angidridni o'zlashtirish ishlari demak bu loyiha doirasida amalga oshirilgan va yaqinda yana bitta boshlangan bitta loyihamizda bu O'zbekistonda oziq-ovqat tizimini yaxshilash, yerdan foydalanish va qayta ishlash dasturini o'rganish bu hisoblanadi. Yaqindagina bitta loyihamiz yana amalga oshirish boshlandi. Bunda Buxoro, Navoiy viloyatlarida o'sha eroziyaga uchragan yerlarni demak tiklash, demak milliy darajada strategik monitoring va rejalashtirish asosida mustahkamlanadi bu loyiha. Demak, keyingi bir qator loyihalarimiz bor. Bu loyihalarimizda ham o'sha tabiiy resurslarni tiklash, tabiiy resurslardan oqilona foydalanish asosiy maqsad bo'lib hisoblanadi. Demak, yaqinda yana bitta loyihamiz bu Yevropa tashkiloti, Yevropa ittifoqi tomonidan moliyalashtirildi. Bu xavfli kimyoviy moddalarni texnik yordam ko'rsatish dasturi. Muammoning o'lchamini hamda eskirgan chiqindilar, eskirgan pestitsidlar, ifloslangan tuproqlar kabi materiallar hamda O'zbekistonda boshqarish kerak bo'lgan yillik hisobda tushunishga yordam beradi. Xullas, bu loyihada kimyoviy moddalar, chiqindilar bilan ishlash mexanizmi, vositalar samaradorligini oshirish hamda qishloq xo'jaligi xavfli pestitsidlardan foydalanishni kamaytirish, umuman kimyoviy o'sha zararli kimyoviy chiqindilarni, kimyoviy vositalarni qishloq xo'jaligida ishlatishni kamaytirish bunda maqsad qilib olingan. Va yana bitta loyihamiz haqida gapirib o'tmoqchiman. Bu yerda mana bu chorva mollarini salomatligini oshirish. Demak, bu loyihada asosiy maqsad qilib olinadi. Bu yerda demak, bu loyihamiz yagona salomatlik yondashuvini mustahkamlash va joriy etishdan iborat bo'lib hisoblanadi. Shu bilan birgalikda Birlashgan Millatlar Tashkilotining qo'shma loyihalari hozirgi kunda amalga oshirilmoqda. Bu Orol dengizining mintaqasida yoshlar va himoyaga muhtoj fuqarolarning ijodkorligi va innovatsiyasini qo'llab-quvvatlash, O'zbekistonda oziq-ovqat va energiya favqulodda vaziyatiga ko'p qirrali javob. Ozod Orolbo'yi hududida yashil va innovatsion rivojlantirish orqali yoshlarning yorqin kelajak sari va huquq va imkoniyatlarini o'rganish bo'yicha loyihalarimiz mavjud. Va keyingi loyihalarimizda barqaror qishloq xo'jaligini rivojlantirish asosiy maqsad qilib olingan. Bu bir qator loyihalarimiz demak hozirgi kunda amalga oshirilmoqda. Demak, hamma loyihalarimiz O'zbekistonda mana bu oilani farovonligini oshirish, qishloq aholisini ish bilan ta'minlash maqsad qilib olingan. Demak, shu bo'yicha bir qator ishlarni amalga oshirmoqdamiz. Demak, men e'tiborlaringiz uchun katta rahmat.
Katta rahmat. Taqdimotingiz uchun, donat uchun. Thank you very much for your presentation. So, dear ladies and gentlemen, excuse me, we want to present our apologies. We have got a very small, I can say, very tiny changes in a conference plan actually. So we have gotten another presentation out of order. So, dear friends, the next floor is given to Professor from Ural Federal University, editor-in-chief of the journal Our Economy, Professor Mrs. Irina Turgel. So, dear friends, we have got an online broadcasting. Thank you.
Dear friends, dear colleagues, thank you for invitation and opportunity to participate in so distinguishing conference. On behalf of Ural Federal University, I would like to welcome the participants of the conference. The topic of the conference is very actual and important. Problems of green economy and green technology are in the focus of modern theoretical discussions now. These problems play a significant role in development of modern economy in conditions of digitalization. I represent Ural Federal University. It's a wonderful university located on the border of Europe and Asia with more than 40,000 students from more than 100 countries. Our university occupies a leading position in such international ranking as QS, Times Higher Education, and RU. I wish the conference participants interesting discussions, meetings, insights, and I hope the conference will be the beginning of fruitful long-term cooperation between our university, between UFU and your distinguished university. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. So, dear friends, the next floor is given to the representative from Technical University of Munich, Mr. Hermann Stetzinger, with a presentation on the topic as a digital transformation to increase environmental protection and generating wealth for the citizen. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Very happy to be here. And thank you so much for inviting us and giving us the opportunity talking about the digitalization, especially for these topics. So, just I'm a lecturer at the Technical University on one hand side, but I'm also running a company for digitalization, especially for governments and central banks. And we just heard several presentations about taxation. Taxation is, from our point of view, very important, but there is also the other side of incentivation. And we think about how can we do an incentivation. But anyway, it doesn't matter which side you take. The question is, how will you make it? How will you do it? Therefore, there was the COP28 in Middle East, in Dubai, last year. And we said it's important that you have a kind of, it must be reportable. It must be measurable. So therefore, it's important. And I show you a little bit a tour de horizon. I will not go, of course, too deep into the IT world, but I think the IT world gives you new opportunities to make things, first of all, measurable, and second, to make them tradable. And at the end, what I want to say is, I think the most important topic is, if we can get this topic of green economy into a world that we can make this that we have the topic bankable, then we come into a complete different range. Okay, so let me give you just a brief overview. I will not talk about the company, just what we see is, and it was also mentioned within the European Union, all the activities are done there. So I think it's important to capture the different types of audience. Yeah. So for example, the national authorities, they were mentioned already before. The other one is you have to have a kind of, as we call it, offset project owners. They take over. They start the entire process. And then, of course, this is especially for the European Union. Yeah. For the exporters into the European Union. This topic, what I have handled here, is mainly focused on CO2. This does not mean that it's only focused on CO2. You can use it for all other topics as well. So, and last but not least, also investors. You need you need people standing behind and make a market out of that. And we see it in different areas, by the way. It could be quite interesting. I don't know how far you are informed about Brazil. Brazil is doing a huge pilot project at the moment for protecting their forests. And they think about, together with the government and together with the central bank, and this is also new. When I was participating in a conference in Switzerland with several central banks, there was a huge discussion how can especially this topic of environmental protection be bankable. Yeah? So how can we make value in a positive way? And Brazil is doing here quite a good, an interesting project. So the central bank is collaborating in the direction of protection of the forest. And this could be a first quite a good example for such a project. So as I said, here it's focused on CO2, but you can take it for all other topics, of course. Yeah. And I think one topic, it's always the same. You must have a kind of unified system. If you have tokens here and tokens there and nobody accepts the tokens of each other, then it doesn't make sense. So therefore, you need a unified system. Then, of course, it must be transparent. So if it's not transparent, nobody will use it. That's the other topic. And of course, you must have a kind of monitoring of the rights. So at the end, it's always the same topic as we see it in the IT world. It's a standardization, it's a certification, and it's a permanently monitoring of the topic. And you see all the charts you can create. Yeah. So the next one is then, if you have managed the first topic, the second topic is, you make it a secure, transactable, so that you can bring one token from A to B in a secure manner. Yeah. And of course, that you can do it also later on in peer-to-peer. This would increase dramatically the flow and the interest. It could be traded like a share today. So therefore, it must be an efficient way of trading what we proclaim here. And of course, again, transparent. And it's also what I said before, if you have a standardization, if you have a certification, then you have an internationalization, and then you can trade it cross-border, and then it makes sense. So, and of course, there must be a framework, and I think European Union, for example, is doing quite an interesting framing on that side. The United Nations, I heard also that COP28 was just the start. 28 will follow, 29 will follow. So also here they are moving forward. Yeah, and of course, the last topic I would like to mention is this verification and authentication. Of course, at the end, I must know from whom it's coming, to whom it's going. Comes back to the transparency and not to mention it, of course, there must be a way on the digital side. And this distributed ledger blockchain technology gives new opportunities, but this is just a tool. It's just a tool. So the good thing is that we must fulfill these requirements for the trading. It doesn't matter which IT tool we take. And then it's I think, a successful story. Thank you so much.
Also, vielen Dank für die Präsentation, Herr Professor. Thank you very much for the presentation, dear Professor. So, dear guests, the next floor is given to the academic researcher from the Institute of Economics of the Ural branch of the Russian Academy of Sciences, Professor Mr. Evgeny Kuzmin, with the presentation on the topic ESG, Politika в компаниях России. Thank you.
Большое спасибо. Большое спасибо. Очень рад присутствовать на этом мероприятии. Мой доклад будет сегодня на русском языке. Надеюсь, это будет понятно. Я хотел бы поблагодарить и ректора, и проректора за такую прекрасную площадку для обсуждения очень важных и насущных вопросов сейчас. И один из вопросов – это ESG-политика. Идеи устойчивого развития сформировались в достаточно четкую ESG-концепцию, где важны вопросы социальной ответственности компаний, вопросы экологической ответственности компаний и управленческие вопросы. Собственно, это и подтолкнуло нас к изучению того, насколько принципы ESG проникли в идеи, корпоративные идеи в России. И на этой основе мы решили провести эмпирическое исследование, чтобы посмотреть, насколько они распространены, как компании в России, на каком уровне компании в России по отношению к другим странам развивают эту политику и что можно здесь улучшить. Вопросов было несколько. Мы хотели уточнить, что это будут за компании, и, собственно, какие показатели будут характеризовать ESG-политику. Для этого мы обобщили нефинансовые отчеты 109 компаний, чтобы посмотреть, какие области они развивали. Отчетность была предоставлена за 2022 год. Это самая крайняя дата для исследования на текущий момент. Мы ожидаем, что в следующем году или уже в этом увидим новую отчетность и по ней можем обновить наши результаты. Но пока сосредоточимся на этих результатах. И что я хотел бы рассказать. 109 компаний – это крупнейшие компании в России, но не только. Среди них не оказалось компаний малого и среднего бизнеса. Это подтолкнуло нас к выводам о том, что идеи ESG еще не проникли в малый и средний бизнес, хотя, возможно, они там активно развиваются, но еще не зафиксировались в виде нефинансового отчета или любого другого документа, который можно было бы исследовать в рамках этого подхода. Компаний было много. По структурному представительству в основном это были компании обрабатывающих производств, энергетики и транспорта. В обрабатывающих производствах значились компании химические, металлургические, те, у которых наибольший углеродный след. В обрабатывающих производствах их 30 компаний. 34 компании – это компании, которые предоставляют электрическую энергию, атомную электроэнергию, в том числе компании, которые производят электроэнергию путем сжигания какого-либо топлива. А здесь углеродный след наиболее высок, поэтому они предоставляют такую отчетность. На этом графике видно, что численность и выручка этих компаний сосредоточена в определенной области, и лишь немногие компании выходят за рубеж триллиона рублей выручки и 100 тысяч по численности персонала. Компании сконцентрированы, и можно говорить о том, что для компаний, входящих в группу малого и среднего бизнеса, еще потребуется время, чтобы войти в нашу выборку. Итак, в среднем компании такие были с численностью от 1000 до 25 тысяч человек и с выручкой от 10 до 250 миллиардов рублей. Мы оценили качество выборки по этим критериям и по выручке, и по численности персонала. Предельная ошибка здесь не допускала 8-9%, поэтому решили продолжить исследование. И что я хочу сказать. Некоторые основные уже результаты можно озвучить прямо сейчас. Компании развивают ESG-концепцию, внедряют ее в свои корпоративные идеи. Многие компании, как, например, «Газпром» или компании «Лукойл», публикуют нефинансовую отчетность уже на протяжении долгого времени. Это 21 год для компании «Газпром», 17 лет для компании «Лукойл» и так далее. Но в среднем этот период не такой большой, всего лишь 8 лет. То есть последние 8 лет, с 2000 2014 года, мы считаем, до 2022 года в среднем компании формируют такую отчетность и предоставляют для общественности. По первой группе, компоненту корпоративного управления, можно сказать, что несколько показателей могут характеризовать качество корпоративного управления. Среди них и показатели по году утверждения политик в области управления рисками, управления ESG рисками, соответствие стандартами ISO серии 14000, 45000 – это стандарты менеджмента качества, менеджмента безопасности труда и экологии. Доля компаний, которые соответствуют Кодексу корпоративного управления, рекомендованной Центральным банком России, и, собственно, доля независимых директоров. Наш анализ показал, что лишь часть компаний имеют регламенты в отношении управления рисками и, в частности, управления ESG рисками. В этой области компаниям еще следует много что сделать и проработать многие вопросы, чтобы закрыть угрозы, связанные с ESG-повесткой. Только 70% компаний утвердили положение по управлению ESG рисками, и этот показатель должен быть гораздо выше. Многие компании из нашей выборки и из нашего обследования проводят сертификацию по стандартам серии ISO 14000 и 45000, но если рассматривать эти два стандарта совместно, то только 37%, примерно треть компаний делают сертификацию по этим двум системам. Этот показатель тоже не так высок. Очень бы хотелось, чтобы он стал гораздо лучше и гораздо выше. Так. Так, да, секундочку. О, да. Спасибо. Давайте представим, секундочку. Да. Следующая группа показателей – это метрики корпоративной социальной ответственности компаний. Здесь можно сказать о некоторых показателях, которые мы вычленили из отчетности компании. Это доля сотрудников, работающих по долгосрочному или срочному трудовому договору, доля женщин, доля сотрудников, которые можно отнести к малозащищенным социальным группам. Это пенсионеры, люди с инвалидностью и молодежь. Для того, чтобы показать инклюзивность компании, эти критерии нам показались очень важны. И другие метрики, связанные с безопасностью труда, это коэффициенты частоты производственного травматизма, смертных случаев. Они показывают нам о том, насколько компании серьезно относятся к организации трудового процесса, к организации процессов производства. И что можно сказать по этим вопросам? 94% сотрудников компаний, которые мы обследовали, они работают по долгосрочным трудовым договорам. Это говорит о том, что компании мотивированы на то, чтобы сотрудники оставались у них, долгосрочно работали и не переживали о своем будущем. Только 6% сотрудников компаний работают по краткосрочным договорам. Есть исключения, как, например, компания «Атомстройэкспорт». Она занимается строительством и проектированием атомных электростанций в России и за рубежом, и это проектная работа. Там доля сотрудников по краткосрочным договорам трудовым составляет более 60%. Но это исключение. В основном компании придерживаются принципа сохранять сотрудников и работать по долгосрочным трудовым договорам. Следующий показатель, который нам тоже показался важным, это доля представительности женщин как в общей структуре персонала, так и в управлении. И что здесь можно сказать? Только примерно 30%, 1/3 в составе персонала – это женщины. Вообще, по России этот показатель в среднем составляет 49%. Учитывая нашу выборку, мы делаем несколько ограничений, несколько допущений, связанных с тем, что специфика деятельности этих компаний связана все-таки с ручным или тяжелыми условиями труда, и поэтому женщины не так представительны в этих компаниях. Что можно еще отметить, это то, что важной составляющей инклюзивности, а это один из принципов устойчивого развития, это представительность людей с инвалидностью, пенсионеров и молодежи. Людей с инвалидностью в компании очень мало. Они есть, да, они работают, но их очень мало, они составляют менее 1%. Статистика европейских компаний или любых других достаточно ограничена, и здесь очень трудно сказать, сколько пенсионеров сколько людей с инвалидностью работает в других компаниях. Обычно есть статистический показатель, говорящий нам о том, какова доля занятости среди инвалидов в компаниях, в которых они работают. В разных странах этот показатель отличается, и поэтому сравнивать здесь очень трудно. Есть другие показатели, связанные, например, уже с долей молодежи и долей пенсионеров. Вот пенсионеров в среднем в компаниях в России около 10%. Здесь несколько тенденций, в том числе демографических тенденций, связанных с тем, что очень высока сейчас доля занятости населения в России и очень низкая доля безработицы. Она вынуждает искать трудовые ресурсы, в том числе и среди пенсионеров. Молодежь представлена в компаниях довольно-таки активно. В некоторых компаниях это очень высокий показатель, более 30% молодежи, а это сотрудники до 30 лет. В других компаниях несколько меньше. Но вот в среднем среди обследуемых наших компаний это 16%. О, sorry. Другие показатели оценивали представленность компаний по образовательному контексту, насколько компании уделяют много внимания образованию своих сотрудников в рамках ESG-повестки. В России компании в среднем обучают сотрудников 59 часов в год. Для многих стран это сопоставимый уровень. В США примерно 60 с лишним часов от года к году. Это можно посмотреть на слайдах. По этому показателю компании представительные с другими странами и сопоставимы. Однако доля расходов на обучение гораздо меньше. Здесь несколько выводов можно сделать, и в том числе о стоимости образования в России по сравнению с другими странами, ну и с точки зрения, возможно, качества образования. Эти выводы пока трудно сделать, исходя только из нефинансовой отчетности, но некоторые идеи здесь уже возникают. В рамках травматизма рабочих и безопасности труда рабочих можно сказать лишь пока немного, но важно отметить то, что по уровню травматизма компании России по некоторым отраслям гораздо менее травматичны, чем в среднем по миру. К примеру, средний уровень травматизма составляет 0,48 в компаниях в России. При этом, например, для мировой сталепромышленной отрасли этот показатель в 2022 году составил 0,65. Однако мы наблюдаем некоторую сложность с показателем уровня смертности во время осуществления своих трудовых обязанностей. Этот показатель несколько выше, и по данному показателю компании должны проявить больше внимания, чтобы снизить уровень смертности рабочих во время выполнения своих производственных задач. Вот мы видим, что уровень смертности на 100 тысяч персонала в России составляет 8,56. Это достаточно высоко. К примеру, в развитых странах, таких как европейских развитых странах, как Швеция, показатель меньше одной единицы, 0,8. слишком большая разница, да, можно еще дополнительно изучить, насколько качественные организованные процессы производства и охраны труда, но стоит уже задуматься над тем, что по данному показателю это слабое место. В заключительной части компонента социальной ответственности мы рассмотрели текучесть кадров. По компаниям она сильно варьируется, здесь тоже трудно сделать однозначные выводы. В целом по России этот показатель может быть даже выше. До 22% достигает текучесть кадров в России в среднем. При этом в компаниях выборки оно заметно меньше, всего лишь 12%. Но еще раз отмечу, что сейчас в России очень высока занятость и уровень безработицы очень низкий. Экономика на пике экономического подъема максимум, да, то есть мы не говорим об экономическом росте, но мы говорим об экономической активности. Заключительный блок – это экологическая ответственность компаний, и здесь в моменте сложно анализировать показатели, однако мы можем говорить о том, каков объем экологических выбросов в компании, какова структура выбросов и отходов в компании по классам опасности. Эти показатели нам говорят о том, что в целом компании привержены принципам ESG и активно работают над тем, чтобы сокращать выбросы во внешнюю среду, в том числе и углерода. В целом наши рекомендации и выводы по обследованию, которые мы делали, заключаются в том, что необходимо обращать на гендерный состав структуры персонала компаний, чтобы добиться инклюзивного и равного возможности и мужчин, и женщин в работе, в том числе и в сложных таких производствах, как нефтедобыча или добыча природных ископаемых, поддерживать инициативы, связанные с инклюзивностью и доступом к труду малозащищенных социальных групп, возможно, чуть больше уделять внимание образованию и экологическому образованию и устойчивому развитию на местах. И также делать акцент на сокращение, дальнейшее сокращение экологических выбросов. Что в заключении можно отметить? То, что компании стараются придерживаться ESG-повестки, и мы надеемся, что это будет продолжено и в дальнейшем. Спасибо за внимание. Надеюсь, да, это было понятно.
Спасибо большое. Мы благодарим вам за вашу презентацию. Вносим свои извинения за некоторые срывы во время презентации. Мы ценим ваше время, мы ценим вашу заинтересованность, дорогие друзья. Я понимаю, немножко потерпите, пожалуйста. Конец не так далек. Thank you very much, Mr. Kuzmin, for your presentation, and we are presenting our apologies for some interruptions during your presentation show. So, dear friends, dear ladies and gentlemen, so the next floor will be given to the representative from the Japan University of Science and Technology, Mrs. Hanan Shtehana Amit Mohammed, with a presentation on topic impact of digitalization in the energy sector on energy consumption. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be with you here today, and I would like to thank the organizing committee and Tashkent Institute for Irrigation and Agriculture. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Actually, I'm Hanan Amin, Assistant Professor of Economics from Egypt, Japan University of Science and Technology. My research topic is about the impact of digitalization in the energy sector on energy consumption. So the contents of my presentation today, I will start by giving a short introduction and then going for the energy digitalization, evolution and trends, and the digital transformation in the energy sector, followed by literature review and the research contribution, the objectives, hypothesis, methodology, and then the empirical analysis, the research results, and then the conclusion of the research. So first of all, as we all know that the energy sector is very important and it is considered as the engine for all the other economic sectors, as it is supplying all the other sectors by the required energy needs. And also it is at the heart of the Sustainable Development Goals, and the top of the agenda is the energy conservation. So the digital transformation actually in the energy sector contributed to like energy preservation and a change in the patterns of consumption and production of energy. So the fourth industrial revolution era is expected to transform the energy sector into a more resilient and reliable sector, especially after facing some of the energy crises in the last decades. For the evolution and trends of the energy sector, actually most of the countries started to give attention for the digital transformation in the energy sector. And this can be seen in our data from 2015 to 2022. We can find that the spending expenditure on the R&D in energy sector increased from 8,529 million USD in 2015 to 10,780 million in 2022. Actually, this had two effects. The first one is reducing the energy intensity on the global level by 10.5%, which is considered a positive side, and the increase in renewable supply by 21.5%. And this is also very important because, as we all know, that renewables are the future for being sustainable all over the world. So the digital transformation in the energy sector, actually, it raises the efficiency of the energy utilization, but we have to be cautious because we have two effects. One of them in the short run, it's a positive effect. The other one in the long run, it's a negative effect. And the positive effect is that it reduces the overall consumption of energy, and this results in energy conservation and environmental improvements, which help in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. But on the other hand, we can find that in the long run, it encouraged higher demand because of lowering the cost of the energy. So it causes rebound effects for the digital transformation. Actually, these rebound effects could diminish or even outweigh the positive impacts of energy conservation that are realized in the short run. So in the literature, we can find that there are two opposing findings about the potential impact of digitalization on the utilization of smart energy tools and the overall energy consumption. One of them, for Hakawati, Musa, and Riti in 2024, they found that smart energy systems support the conservation of energy consumption and better sustainable energy management. While on the other hand, we have an opposing finding for Strangers and Nicholas in 2017 and Congi et al. In 2023, who found that there is increased energy consumption as a result of the energy digitalization and the energy smart systems, as we have just mentioned, because of the rebound effects. So for the research contribution, it contributes to examining the potential of having a rebound effect, which is known as Gibbon's paradox on energy consumption resulted from the energy efficiency induced by the digitalization of the energy sector. And this is of critical importance because it is very important to, when we adopted the digitalization, to highlight all of its effects, even if it's positive or negative, in order to avoid the undesired policy outcomes. So the objectives of the research is to examine the impact of energy digitalization on the energy consumption and investigate the potential rebound effects of energy efficiency. The methodology of the research, we have used the panel data for cross-sections of 29 developed countries over a period of 1991 to 2021. And the data were collected from the International Energy Agency and the World Bank databases. And a multiple regression analysis using the OLS was employed to show the impact of digitalization in the energy sector on the energy total final consumption. And the study conducts Hofmann test in order to examine the random and fixed effects models, and the results indicate to reject the null hypothesis, and hence the fixed effects model is employed. And the control variables were used in the model, GDP per capita to indicate the economic growth, and the energy intensity to reflect the energy efficiency and the population growth. So this is the empirical analysis, the model that we have employed. The total energy consumption is regressed on the energy digital transformation, the GDP per capita to indicate economic growth, and the energy intensity, and finally the population growth. And these are the results that we have reached, that the digital transformation actually has a positive and a significant impact at 10% significance level on the total energy consumption. And however, as we can see that the coefficient is very small, it's 0.003, but it still needs an action and attention from policymakers, because if we have this rebound effect, which to increase the digitalization will increase the consumption, this will be very important in the future in order to avoid any negative consequences for the digitalization. So however, it's a small amount, but it also needs an attention and an action from policymakers. Also for the GDP per capita, it is positive and significant at 1% significance level. For the energy intensity, which reflected the energy efficiency, it's positive and significant at 1% significance level, and also for the population growth at 5% significance level. For the R-square, it's 66.2%, which indicate that these explanatory variables explains like 66.2% of the change in the total energy consumption. And the F statistic also indicate that the whole model is significant. And the Durbin-Watson indicate that there is no autocorrelation in the model. However, it is important to note that at the beginning of running the model, we had faced an autocorrelation problem, but we have used the first difference in order to remove this problem, so all the estimates are reliable. So the conclusion of my research is that the higher level of digital transformation in the energy sector has results in higher amount of energy consumption, which is known as a rebound effect. And actually, however, as I mentioned, that this is in small amount, but it needs like attention from policymaker in order to avoid any negative impacts for digitalization. So the prices of the energy can be controlled by the market forces in order to avoid increasing demand because of the lower cost. So if it's determined by the market forces, so this will be a good solution for avoiding this problem. So it is important also to have a suitable policy design in order to mitigate the undesired outcomes of the digital transformation in the energy sector. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your presentation, dear professor. Thank you. So, dear friends, dear ladies and gentlemen, so the next floor will be given to professor from Aju University in Tashkent, Purdue University, Mr. Andy Huang.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Andy at AUT, Aju University in Tashkent. It is my honor and great pleasure to be here with you. Today is my topic, probably too much scientific and technology-oriented discussion. But so I'm gonna skip some quantitative analysis and the numerical analysis either. Just I'm gonna focus on what is my main message over this topic, today's talk. Okay, the title of today's talk is Energy Potential in Uzbekistan. My research topic, let me introduce my research topics, which can be summarized into 3 items. First one, the BMS. Second one, green hydrogen. Third one, zero or negative energy. The first topic, BMS, stands for the battery management system. Before I start my talk, let me put some emphasis on this phrase. Technology is power. History has been written by those people who has an hegemony on the technology and energy. BMS, this topic already is the patent. The multiple countries, Korea and the United States of America. Okay, battery management system gonna be used in the EV, electric vehicle, or ESS. ESS, I'm pretty sure you already know about EV, electric vehicle. Second one, ESS, energy storage system. Personally, I believe ESS is going to be bigger market than EV. Okay, why? Because the secondary renewable energy, personalized energy system is a very crucial element for our next future. We have already experienced 2019 in Texas, more than 50 people died because the frozen to die. Temperature was above 10 degrees Celsius. However, because of electricity broken, the people frozen to die after that. And also on top of that, during the COVID-19 crisis, people trying to looking forward to working in different working environment, right? Because they don't have to come to the office anymore. They can work from the remote site, from their place. In that situation, private, local, remote energy source is now key essence for our future life. Okay, I believe everybody knows of this trend. This is a projection of electric vehicle consumption. And this is also another analysis. This is all well proven in the data from EAA, United States official institute. Anyway, this is our future life. We are not going to work in the office anymore, not just in the scientific research. All the office-related work are going to be done with this kind of new changing lifestyle. Okay, so my topic over this BMS-related one is going to be like this. We have already discussed the battery management system and then what is the market and what is trend. Now, from now on, we're going to go deeper in technically. So battery cells. Battery, it consists of the multiple thousand battery cells. These battery cells, even these days, Tesla, high-end class, cars consist of more than 12,000 battery cells. Point is, they are not the same. Individual battery cells are different. When they manufacture the factory, individual cell are not same. So we can utilize the property because total capacity of the batteries is reduced to below the 80% from the out-of-box initial capacity. Then we consider it's time to replace the entire battery pack. You know that almost 50% of price accounts for from the battery pack, you know that, of electric vehicle, which means you are paying more than 50% of the entire car price for the battery only. Every 2 or 3 years, you need to change because battery capacity goes below, degraded down to below 80%. So this technology, now the computer looks like it's an architecture. Again, this is a well-proven battery architecture, core architecture, in fact. What I'm saying is, in fact, I have worked for the industry more than 20 years. In fact, I'm a semiconductor chip design engineer. I worked with Intel, Qualcomm, Samsung Electronics. I'm pretty sure most of you have what I have developed and designed in your computer, in your cell phone right now. Okay, leveraging my knowledge experience in semiconductor business, I applied the idea and the experience into the battery system for our future energy application. This is a core architecture battery system. What I'm saying is it looks pretty real to you, many of you. But again, this is a well-proven with more the hundreds of billions of semiconductor chips already. So, but nobody is trying to apply the idea and advantage over the battery pack system. So that is why I'm pursuing this idea for our future generation and the green energy application. Okay, so in fact, I applied accommodate in the several brilliant ideas in this project, but I'm going to skip. The point is this technology, we are leveling or over provisioning, and then also eco-friendly battery system also going to be crucial element for our next application. Again, this idea, patent idea, can be used for EV application or ESS, not just all of them. All the mobile systems, the drones or the trucks, whatever, we can use probably, hopefully, this technology for our future generation application as well. So this is, again, the result of the simulation, whatever. So conclusion is, by using this new technology, probably we can open the new chapter in our energy history. Again, technology power. Second topics, market, whatever. This is some, hold on a second. Okay, second topic, green hydrogen production. I'm not just talking about the theory only. We have some kind of the solid, theory, and then it's time to find the feasibility or the feasibility of this technology for our future energy source. Green hydrogen, this is a theoretical, again, this is a little bit related to the quantum physics or electrochemistry or to the many related photonics, sono revolutions, whatever. Not just electronics only, mechanics, chemistry, physics, they are all going to be related for this project because this is not a matter of the making money. This is a matter of survival of human species. So again, this is a theory, the 101. The point is, like I said, this project, this idea probably can be utilized to extract, harvest hydrogen, green hydrogen, not blue or not gray hydrogen. I'm talking about green hydrogen out of hydrolysis, such as water, salt water too. In fact, hydrogen, okay, one thing you need to remember is hydrogen is not energy source. Hydrogen is energy carrier. Again, hydrogen itself, many people have some misunderstanding over the hydrogen. Hydrogen itself is not energy source. Hydrogen is an energy carrier. Again, so to extract the hydrogen out of the water, probably is one of the most common, plentiful, not just from anymore. Again, from the water we can extract hydrogen. So in the water we consider two kinds of the bond. In fact, this is related to chemistry 101. The first one is covalent bond, and the second one is hydrogen bond. So bond related to the energy, bonding energy. So by using the external energy project, we can break the bond, those bonds, and then we're gonna harvest the hydrogen out of the compound. Then after extracted, harvest hydrogen, we can reuse for our, you can use the hydrogen as an energy source, like as an electric vehicle, fuel cell, or the truck, whatever. So it's a pretty, but there are several very brilliant ideas, conventional ideas. However, considering industrial scale, they are pretty far away, from our, imminent necessity yet. So probably this idea can be used. Okay, just that they are all the ornaments. So the point is, those chemical bonds out of the quantum physics, we can find some kind of the natural frequency, which is related to those bond energy. In fact, if that energy is related to this kind of energy spectrum, the frequency spectrum. As you can see, the spectrum is a kind of boundary between the visual light region to ultraviolet, yes, ultraviolet UV, range. So in those frequency range, probably if we can apply this frequency waves from the outside, which is called electromagnetic waves, in fact, then probably we can break the associate this bond. Again, luckily, again, I'm a semiconductor chip design engineer and also very solid state device physics as well. So this band to make this kind of frequency is pretty difficult. Even by using the cutting edge technology, it's not easy. But fortunately, sunlight probably we can utilize because sunlight itself theoretically consists of to provide all the frequency range into the spectrum. Among them, UV and the visible light, is going to be pretty, helpful for us to break down these two bonds in the water molecules. So I'm thinking about how can we utilize our sunlight energy source to harvest, to gain, to produce hydrogen out of water. Meaning is this is all theory. This is first one, left one is a theory. Second one is a measured result. Pretty, promising for us. So again, this is a long story. I'm gonna skip. So this is a probably way to how can we generate electromagnetic waves to produce hydrogens for our real, application. So again, there are many ways. What I'm focusing on is how can we use sunlight because it's almost infinite for us. So this is a patent, one page of some patent idea. By using some brilliant idea, which is already used for the telescope, space telescope, probably we can we can increase the intensity, which is called the flux, in fact, the sunlight, and then use those energy to break down to harvest hydrogen again. Again, Uzbekistan has now the good foundation, geologically, or manpower point of view, and the natural resource point of view. Uzbekistan has a pretty now in the stage to make the next step, which is this area, new energy part. Again, history has been written by those people who has a hegemony over technology and power. This area, BMS, battery management system, and the hydro projects, nobody has a hegemony yet. So it's a pretty, good time to make a new step forward for this new energy application for Uzbekistan. What I'm saying is, here is ready. Oh, by the way, all the patents idea is already made. Some of them already registered. They are now on the review. They are all my patents, possibly patents, might pay more than whatever. So point is, this is how can you utilize the hydrogen, blah, blah, long story. Oh, this is my biology. Yes, I'm a doctor of science. Honorably, Uzbekistan gave me this title to me 2022. And then I worked for the several industries locally. Most of my project had a big success commercially. What I'm saying is Intel, Samsung, or Qualcomm, whatever. Again, technology is power. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear Professor, for your presentation. Thank you all. We very appreciate your presentation, your diligence, and your dedication to our conference. And I know due to your high interest in our conference, we very much kindly ask you not to forget about the time level, please, because after the finishing the official plenary session, we have got a group photo, and then we will go for the lunch. Thank you very much. So the friends, the ladies and gentlemen, the next floor is given to Professor from Aju University. in Tashkent to Mr. Chang Hwan Park. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Chang Hwan Park. I'm professor in Civil System Engineering Department in Aju University in Tashkent. And I'm glad to see today our research progress to you, because this is very new, and this is some of the result is the first time I'm introduced to you. So I will introduce today our microwave monitoring system, and this one is the key. I believe this is a key solution for the sustainable environmental management, and then smart agriculture management and water management, and especially in Uzbekistan, where infrastructure for the monitoring system by the satellite or other instrument is now well established. So I want to introduce, and these people is an international collaborator to develop our model. So firstly, I want to discuss issue, the water and agriculture management under the climate crisis, and more challenging, difficult to manage this kind of important source, water and food, and how we can solve based on our model, our approach. So I want to introduce the background of our motivation in developing the microwave monitoring system. And then I want to introduce how we can use this technology, new method, to improve our management skill for the better management, less water use, and more carbon fixed into the soil, and then less emission into the atmosphere, this carbon. So I want to introduce this, how this new solution can contribute in this research area. And then what is the next step? Which one we need to further development, how we need to refine which part we want to show that this future direction. So as you know, the Uzbekistan urbanization is accelerated. Every day I can see the new Uzbekistan and better future I can imagine. In the other hand, increasing population, they need more food. They need more factory, more agriculture area, need more water. By the way, recently the global warming, this climate making us more challenging to manage this important source, water and food. For example, severe drought, it's more become frequently happen and then threaten our food resource. And this one also causes soil damage. Once soil damage happen, we cannot recover the agricultural field. Also, you can see every season we see the storm in the urban areas, and all is related to the soil moisture. So soil moisture information is very important to monitoring this state, and then pre-intervention before happening this disaster, and then prepare the better future. So soil moisture monitoring system, reliable system, will be more and more important, especially in Uzbekistan, which is agriculture is a big part of the GDP in this country. And why we use a microwave? Microwave can penetrate the cloud and also vegetation. Therefore, they can reach it to the soil surface. And within soil surface, there's two types of the material. One is a mineral, another is a water molecule. In microwave, the directly constant, the dipole vibration due to the polarization, this one is very sensitive in microwave in water molecular, let's say 80, directly constant. And then mineral soil, it's 5. Therefore, there's a big difference. If directly constant, high, therefore reflection high, emission less, that is highly possible to have a wet soil. So this principle we use to estimate the soil moisture from the microwave. By the way, recently we found that organic matter making this estimation more complicated, because organic matter water in the organic matter, water phase changing from the free water, which is high dielectric constant, to the bounded water. It's like the bounded, fixed water molecule. It has a less dielectric constant. Even though same amount of the water exists in the soil, due to this organic matter, the signal changing. That means if we don't know the information about the amount of the soil organic matter, we cannot estimate accurately the soil moisture. This is a big challenge. Therefore, for 7 years, I developed how we can connect this soil moisture to the bright temperature microwave or microwave reflectivity in soil probe, how we can accurately link these two properties by considering the soil organic carbon or soil organic matter. And then I made these accurate models, soil microwave dielectric constant mixing model for organic soil. And we published this result. And then I realized it means if we want to estimate soil moisture from the microwave signal, we need accurate soil organic matter information. It means if we can get as much as we can the soil organic matter to changing this organic matter, which is not provided in the measurement, which is not provided from the sensor. That means we can also get the soil organic carbon information, which is not just uncertainty or error for the soil moisture estimation, but it can become the targeting new property from the microwave. So this is a big thing because, so I tried from the microwave signal. The x-axis is the soil moisture and y-axis is the soil organic carbon. And then this orange line is the reference from the map. So map information for the organic matter is very coarse resolution. So in the big, huge area, there's all same value. But when we use our model and optimize, so simultaneously estimate this from one signal into the two unknown properties, soil moisture and organic matter, we found the minimum error, which is reached to the same dielectric constant measurement. We get that. Very good result, and then surprising result again. So the left side, when we put the organic matter is like a constant coarse resolution information in this dielectric mixing model, we get the 0.65 correlation. The x-axis is the estimation soil moisture from the sensor, y-axis is the gravimetric soil moisture. But when we try changing this organic matter to find out the observed dielectric constant, the minimum error from the observed dielectric constant, we get that. See, left side is a map, organic matter, x-axis, y-axis is the observation in the laboratory by burning in the 1,000 Kelvin temperature, and we and then observe the actual organic matter, organic carbon. You can see here the correlation is very low and it has a bias, but right side, you can see soil moisture estimate finding the least error by adjusting this reference organic matter value, then that adjusted refined organic matter is very close to the real organic matter observation. And you can see here the doubled, very good 0.8 correlation relationship. And this is the first time I introduced this result. So this innovation, existing smart farm can get benefit without any additional cost because this is an approach to the software approach without additional instrument or additional data creation. We can just use this existing soil moisture. which is the very essential in smart farming system, but still cannot get the information from the soil of this sensor organic carbon, and very expensive, and then practically it's very not reasonable to measure to get this information in this smart farm. But using this algorithm, we can change in soil moisture sensor, microwave and radio wave soil moisture chip, very economic soil moisture sensor into the soil organic matter carbon estimate sensor. We can use this, you can use existing sensor with this algorithm and produce the very critical information in soil, in the carbon sequestration, and then farm product or crop productivity. This information is very important. Monitoring this information is very important. But existing system, we can get that information. So using this one, we can see that every day, every season, how they are changing from this farm, how much carbon is emitted into the atmosphere, and how much we fix this carbon into the soil pool, and then maximize our fruit productivity in agriculture field, and very practical economic approach by this algorithm. So, but not just the in-situ soil prop application within soil. We want to cover intensive coverage like a forest area or large agriculture area every day in the regular time. We want to get this information. So we need apply the drone or UAV and then or satellite application. So for this algorithm to apply this satellite and then a drone approach, we need to improve the vegetation model, because this soil signal is extensively disturbed by the vegetation. So without the accurate vegetation model, we cannot get the soil moisture. Also, we cannot get the soil organic carbon in the future. So I dedicate to improve this vegetation model, and recently we published this one. And surprisingly, when we all together apply this approach, and then American Neon site, which is a carbon flux tower exists, and then soil moisture, soil organic matter, CO2 gas, all is systematically, intensively measured regular base. Based on this observation, and we estimate soil moisture penetrate this dense crop site and the mixed forest. From this microwave, we can estimate this red dot. That is also organic carbon. First time estimate from the microwave. And then this black is the in situ soil organic carbon. And then this blue is a carbon flux, CO2 emission from the soil. So we can see here the possibility, even there's a vegetation exists, we can estimate not only the accurate soil moisture, also first time soil organic carbon, which is very critical information in the managing the farm system, smart farm system. But this is not the very easy step. We need to more intensive validation, rigorous validation, and then experiment in the laboratory, or more simulation experiment. And then also we apply the machine learning approach, because this model, there is a many parameterization, because for example, there is an organic soil, how much water changing from the free phase to the bound phase. We cannot measure, there is no measurement. We need to parameterize this with the soil texture and the wilting point and saturation point. But this existing soil property and then our unknown bound water fraction, this is an unknown function, therefore there is an unknown parameter. And this parameter, we find out how we can find out the specific area, this parameter, how we can optimize, how we can adjust, calibrate based on the data-driven approach, the machine learning approach. Actually, machine learning approach not give directly this parameter, but we found how we can find out in the black box with the guide the physics of this our model, then we know the how to extract this information. So we gradually apply in directing model, also in vegetation model, and we prepare this also pattern in the publication. Also, soil salinity is also one of the most important property. And then this directed constant is very sensitive. And then you showed at the previous slide, many slides show that RRC has a problem. I think using this model, we can estimate soil salinity very reasonable accuracy, as well as the soil moisture and soil organic carbon. So we try to also adding this soil salinity new target variable. But we need more resource, and then we need more experiment research, further research in this manner. So finally, our research is targeting how we can maximize the existing soil sensor, microwave sensor. Like currently, we just measure the reasonable accuracy, the soil moisture, but better accuracy of soil moisture at the same time, soil organic carbon. And then using the vegetation model, we want to apply also satellite and also the drone the system. And as you can see here, this is the Mongol area where there is no intensive instrument and moisture monitoring system, but we measure as well as the soil moisture, also soil organic carbon. When 2019, there's a heat wave happen, we can see that soil organic carbon is decreased. I think this is the signal has increased soil CO2 into the atmosphere from the soil based on this measurement, the first time measurement from the microwave, the soil organic carbon. And now, after several years developing this approach, now I have an answer. Can we estimate soil organic carbon in microwave? In principally, soil organic matter, soil organic carbon is not sensitive, water is sensitive. But when we consider the phase changing due to the soil organic matter of the soil water phase changing, we can indirectly estimate. So my answer is microwave containing information about soil organic matter, and we can estimate, and we need to further study for this. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, due to my previous remark, as I told you, some statement about the small changes in a program. So I would like to invite, by your permission and by your accepting our apologies, the main partner of our very wonderful event, very wonderful conference, that Mr. Bakhtiar Rahmanov, the Deputy Director of the Department for Collaboration with Foreign Financial Institutions from Business Development Bank, who made a very huge investment on arranging an organization of this very wonderful event. Please let's greet with applause with the big boss, like something like this. Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, dear participants. My name is Bakhtiar Rahmanov, Deputy Director at Business Development Bank. It's an honor and pleasure to see such a diverse and distinguished gathering here today. As we know, there are only two double landlocked countries in the world: Liechtenstein, surrounded by landlocked Austria and Switzerland, and Uzbekistan in Central Asia, surrounded by landlocked stand countries. They are Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Turkmenistan. Uzbekistan is one of the most vulnerable countries to climate change. Global warming is our current reality in Uzbekistan, with rapid urbanization, industrialization, population growth, and increase of household incomes. Uzbekistan will need more power in the future. In this context, commercial banks are crucial to the country's overall action. There is no more business as usual for both sides, entrepreneurs and financial institutions. Business Development Bank, as the largest bank in Uzbekistan, is increasingly interested in aligning its business model and operations with low carbon and climate resilient pathways in line with the goals of the Paris Agreement and in the adoption of enhancing corporate climate governance approach to find new opportunities and avenues for growth of future business. We are introducing best market practices that would benefit to our bank and to our clients. We have realized that climate corporate governance is a crucial point for us because we need stable customers and sustainable macroeconomics to develop our business. In this way, we are aiming to transform the way our clients do business by offering access to green finance to manage their climate-related risks. A systematic transformation of global financial system in response to regulatory, market, economic, and environmental pressures is underway. This trend is also supported by large ESG data and rating providers and credit rating agencies, which have begun to embed climate-related risks in their rating methods. Business Development Bank has responded quickly to these developments, becoming one of the first among Uzbek banks and confirming its commitment to supporting eco-friendly business initiatives by joining the United Nations Global Compact in January this year and aligning business with sustainable development goals. We are implementing environmental and social policy inside the bank, and which is aimed at financing projects that contribute to the fight against climate change and the transition to a decarbonized economy. And we hope this initiative helps Business Development Bank adapt to market change, strengthen its ability to mitigate climate-related risks while benefiting from new market opportunities. Business Development Bank will adopt substantial improvements across the following 4 dimensions. They are corporate governance, strategy, risk management, and reporting and disclosures based on recommendations of the TCFD. When implemented, these improved climate-related corporate and disclosure practices are expected to have a high demonstration impact for other financial institutions operating in Uzbekistan. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, dear guests. By your permission, the next floor is given to Professor from Isparta University of Applied Sciences, Turkey, Mr. Mevlüt Gül, with a presentation on the topic, the impact of organic agriculture on the development on the green economy, the case of Turkey. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. First of all, I want to thank to Iwata University, both university. I want to thank Rectorate to give me a chance will be with you, and I will the first one. No, the other one, please. I will give about one of the green economy's practice in agriculture, organic agriculture system. First of all, this system, we try to, the other one is organic. This one. My college is our research assistant, Bektaş Kadakol, and I am work in Sparta University of Applied Science. In this case, in this presentation, I give about organic agriculture system, how is in our countries, how it's developed in the world. You know, we're talking about the green economy. Green economy starts all countries, their parliament, their government, their ministries application, especially in developed countries to 1990 years. In our countries, 2000 years started to some application. In our strategic plan, last strategic plan, green economy is defined generally to sustainable on soil and water resource, and also the other countries, also our countries have more problem about for more useful resource, more use resource. And in agriculture, you know, agriculture is start with humanity, it start with human, and generally in developed countries, with the Second War, they use more inputs, more chemicals, more fungicides, and then argued about system. Which system we try to more effective, more or less use inputs, because after these more input use, they get more product. European Union, you know, started foundation 1958, and after 10 years, became more milk, more wheat, and it is a problem again. Stock is also, it is a problem, and more input use is also a problem. So argued about different type of production system. In this cases, I try to organic system in Turkey started 1985, depend on European market, because we also in that years our inputs uses level is low, but we are near European countries, and we export generally fresh fruit and vegetables to these markets, and start with this date. We taken our data from the Research Institute of Organic Agriculture, our institute, and the others research. Generally, in sustainable definition, first time, which time usage in 1983 years, first time used in World Commission and European Development Congress, and it means that defined as meets the needs of the present without comprising the ability of future generation to meet their own needs. In 2000, 2016 years, 25 decisions were taken for the green economy, primarily on sustainable production and consumption, protection and biodiversity of welfare. It is important item. Also on farm system, sustainable rural animal husbandry and pasture lands. And included three dimensions: economic, environmental, and social dimension. You know, generally, we talking about agriculture, more use inputs, but compared to the other sectors or national average income, in agriculture area, in rural area, they get more or less money, more or less income compared to the others. So most of the developed countries, they support their sectors because of this reason, especially in 1960 years. But then we arrange with the environmental system. I give some environmental system. This system argued about 1960 or 50 years. Low input, regenerative farming, permanent agriculture, nature farming, or precision agriculture in 1990 years, soilless agriculture, polycultures, integrated farming system started 1980 years, integrated pest management again, good agriculture practice 1990 years argued and started in the worldwide 2000 years, organic agriculture. And the given different definition IFM and USD, but generally in when we look at the continental, generally most of the production, organic production in ocean continental, and then European countries. And when we look at the hectare, more production is also in ocean, and in years, depending on the years, this number also increase. Okay, in the world, you know, only 2% of agriculture areas of organic farming area, and in most of the countries, organic production area, Liechtenstein, Estonia, Sweden in the world, worldwide. When we look at the market, retail market situation, about in the worldwide, 125 billion euro every year organic retail markets in the world. This number is increased. Also, when we look at the producer number, 12 times compared to 2000 years, organic farmers numbers increase. Market 82 times increase. Only organic area, organic farming area, only 5 times increase. In worldwide, you know, in our estimation, 150 million farmers have in the worldwide. Most of them small-scale farms, 500 million farmers is small scale. So also, and more bigger one scala farmers is generally in USA. And when two type, one row is area, for example, Africa, Tunis is most organic area, but in number, Uganda is more producer, organic producer have. And in Turkey also, compare the world, our area is near the world average. 1% less is our total agriculture land of 1% is organic land. And number of crops is increased. Started 50 crops in 2000, but nowadays nearly 300 crops we produce with organically. And most of our, in our countries, most of the producer cities is Aydın, Manisa, these cities. And most of the production, organic production is grape, and then wheat. But when we look at the area, olive is the first, and then wheat is the second. And also our government try to give support to the organic producer, but not enough. About these are Turkish liras, or Turkish liras change by change because of the inflation, you know, especially in three years. In the 3 years, inflation is higher than 50%. So our currency is decreased. So this number, for example, category 1, cucumbers, raspberries, such as this type of organic producer taken per decade 180 Turkish liras. In that years, approximately $9 per decade. And also beehive, which produce beehive or honey producer, organic producer, also take a support. But our organic sale number nearly 50 million euro. Our total sale number is nearly 60 billion euro. So 1% of them, or more than less than 1%, is organic retail sales in Turkey. And you know, importer and processor and exporter also important. One products or one area is developing. So our exporter numbers decrease 500. Organic importers also decrease nearly 300. And organic processor also increase 200 in that years. And one person about buying 0.6 euro 1 year to organic, to give organic products. For the organic agriculture, you didn't say, I am organic farmers. You taken certificate from another institution. So in Turkey, 33 this type of institution have, and controlling by the government, by the other high institution, control this institute. So farmers do give some money also to be organic to certificate, and use generally this type of logo. And also they sell their product in the supermarket, but also they have a special area, different cities, they have a public bazaar. And these bazaars established that years. And productivity lower is sustainable agriculture system compared to conventional, because you must use organic material for the organic production. So your yield is decreased compared to conventional classical agriculture. So state support are applied to encourage producer to this practice, but not enough. Although conventional intensive farming is still carried out in the Turkey or in the world. So we have nearly 2.5 million farmers. The number of producers applying these systems very low compared to only 5% or less. We try to increase this system. One of the organic agriculture, the other one is the other one. Applies management, optimize management system or pest management system. We try to more use this system to make more green agriculture in the world and in Turkey. Thank you for your attention. Thank you very much.
So çok teşekkürler beyefendi. Thank you very much for your presentation. I really realized that it's getting hot in our hall actually. Just have a little patience actually. We have got a couple of keynote speakers actually. So dear ladies and gentlemen, the next floor will be given to the representative from Tashkent State University of Economics, to Professor Mr. Muhammad Aid Balba with a presentation on topic Smart Cities and Green Infrastructure, Egypt's new administrative capital as a model for urban sustainability.
Assalamu alaikum. First of all, thank you for this kind invitation, for the organizing committee, especially Dr. Guzal Muradovna. Thank you very much. Uzbek Telida, Taklif Uchun Rahmat, right? Thank you. So my presentation today, about the smart cities and green infrastructure. I will not take too much time about scientific approach and so on, just show the Egyptian experience about smart cities, especially the new administrative capital in Egypt and the impact of using the smart cities technology and green infrastructure for urban sustainability. In the world, there's many experiences like in Astana, Kazakhstan, Indonesia, a lot of alternative capitals and so on. But this one is the most recent one and the largest also among them. In Egypt, we have this was the old capital of Egypt, Cairo or Cairo, as you know. Of course, it's very crowded, has very populated, more than 20 million inhabitants or residents in Cairo, plus the visitors every day for administrative stuff and official things and so on. And of course, this will be accompanied with a lot of pollution and crowd and so on. So that's why the Egyptian government in 2015 started the concept of the smart cities, not only with new capital, but also with other 10 cities all over Egypt, the fourth generation cities, as we can see. But on the top of them, of course, the administrative capital, which is located 45 kilometers from Cairo, the old capital, and projected to populate 6.5 million inhabitants. with creating new jobs, over 2 million new jobs, and having 15 square meters green space per inhabitant, and projection for the budgets more than $40 billion for 700 square kilometers. So this was part of the Egyptian vision of 2030 to reduce the congestion from Cairo, the old capital, and of course for stimulating economic growth by creating jobs also and encouraging foreign investment and trade. As we can see here, this new capital is in the middle of the East Desert of Egypt between Cairo and Suez Canal. And as we know, the Suez Canal, one of the most important international transport corridors. So it will also help in facilitating the trade and connectivity in this area. The main features of the city that it has some business districts, including the highest building in Africa, plus government center. All the administrative and ministerial bodies moved from Cairo to this new administrative capital, and also some residential areas for the workers and employees and so on. The smart city technology in NAC, or the new administrative capital, as we'll use this abbreviation through the upcoming slides. First feature, the connected infrastructure, as there is smart application and digital connectivity all over the capital or this new city, with high-speed internet and smart traffic management and so on. Second feature, as a smart city also for the intelligent transportation system using the electric and monorail and smart traffic lights and so on. Third is the efficient energy management using the solar and wind power all over the city, and optimizing the energy distribution and consumption to reduce the carbon footprint. And finally, the automated public service through the waste management and water distribution using automated system for efficient waste disposal. This was the smart city technology. The second aspect is the green infrastructure in the new administrative capital. The first feature was the green spaces and park. There is extensive green spaces in this city for recreation and improving the air quality and also ecological diversity. Second is the sustainable buildings using the green roofs and solar panels for enhancing also sustainability and reducing energy costs. Third, the water managing using the rainwater, collecting rainwater and reusing them. Also recycling the waste water as well. Finally, the public transportation and walkability. Also, there is the well-designed pathways for walking and cycling and efficient public transit as well. Finally, the impact of using this green infrastructure and the smart city technology on as the urban sustainability on the environmental impact by the efficient resource use and the renewable energy adoption, and second, for the increasing the quality of life, improving the living conditions of the people to be safe, more attractive for residents, for businesses, and so on. Third, the economic growth also by attracting more investments, increase the trade and creating more jobs and opportunities. Finally, the resilience building, which is climate adaptation, sustainable water, energy systems, and so on. All these compatible also with the the commitment of Egypt to the sustainable development goals, like these main 4 goals. The goal number 6, the clean water and sanitation, we have like 39 projects costed $5.3 billion. Goal number 7, also affordable and clean energy, we have like 30 projects with budget of $4.6 billion. Goal number 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. We have more than 35 projects. And finally, goal number 11, sustainable cities and communities. All these smart cities includes more than 33 projects as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, dear Professor. So, dear friends, the next floor will be given to the Mr. Lokesh Joshi and Mrs. Anna Lizhnova with a presentation on a topic, paradigm shift required in the global energy economy nexus for equitable development policy. Please, friends, we have the online broadcasting. Pay attention to the screen. Thank you very much.
Добрый день, да, я вас слышу, все в порядке, нас слышно?
Да.
А презентация видна?
Презентация видна, да, доступ вам дан.
Так, все нормально, да, на полный экран?
Да, на полный экран.
Все, спасибо. Okay, dear participants, thank you for invitation. We would like to present the results of our research. Today, I'm here with my colleague, Lokesh Joshi. He is founder and managing director of Grokal Limited Company, India. So we would like to start with describing the key idea of our research. Existing disparities in energy resource distribution create power imbalances between nations. So developed countries often exploit resource-rich nations for economic gain, raising ethical concerns and political instability and some other conflicts. As highlighted in Sustainable Development Goals, the economy-energy nexus is the primary essential topic for policymakers and businesses to ensure universal access to affordable, reliable, and sustainable energy. So understanding the relationship between energy, economic energy production and economic stability is critically important for balancing the energy economy nexus and achieving global harmony. So on this slide, you can see you can see the conceptual framework of our research. So the key hypothesis of our study is that resource-rich developing and undeveloped nations try to maximize the advantages of their crude oil reserves, ultimately experiencing the phenomenon known as resource curse. So our study is based on the global data of oil producers. We collected data starting from 2010 to 2020. So we analyzed the average level of oil production for this period. Then we compared the medium level of this production with gross domestic product level for these nations in order to estimate which efficient oil producers, whether they are efficient in terms of economic usage of their resources and economic development. And in order to continue this research, we compare these results with metrics for assessing nations' development status and track progress over time, which was represented by a Human Development Index ranking. So we compared countries with level of oil production much higher than average meanings around the world with those countries, those nations which have indicators for human development much below than average meanings. So as a result, we obtained a set of countries. So Pareto analysis represented on this slide helps us to identify a group of 63 countries which are primarily responsible for producing more than 90% of world's total volume of crude oil. And continuing this research, we selected a specific group of countries such as Nigeria, Angola, Iraq, Venezuela, Libya, Algeria, Mexico, and Brazil that consistently engage in primarily oil-related sectors without substantial benefit from transferring of their to their populations. So our study is establishing the potential link between energy resource exploitation and economic instability in developing countries. And now I'm going to transfer the word to my colleague Lokesh Joshi to highlight the key findings of further research. So, Joshi.
Thank you, Anna. So we'll go deep into Nigeria. So we understand from 2010 onwards, there is a huge debt on the Nigeria, which is mostly given by countries which are focusing on oil exploration from Nigeria. We see a serious reduction in the gross the GDP of the Nigeria, and because of this debt by developed nations, the loans given to explore more oil and developing the infrastructure in the country, the country is unable to take independent political decisions. Country is not able to focus on the development of their own public. So this is one pattern what we have seen in Nigeria. Now the same pattern we saw in Angola also, that Angola is involved with Chinese oil exploration companies. Chinese oil exploration company take orders from Angola government to explore oil, and they fix 10 years of contract. Then Angola government give priority projects, infrastructure projects to Chinese banks, and now Chinese bank give loan to Angola government to develop the infrastructure projects. So in one way they are giving loan for infrastructure, on the other side they are getting contracts for oil exploration. So this is a circle which traps the developing countries because which are short of cash flow, and they are eventually leading into a debt trap where they are not able to focus on their own development, and they are just running behind oil exploration. So this is one pattern which is close to our hypothesis. So we continued in Iraq. So we know what happened in Iraq. And today, after the conditions of Iraq, the complete oil exploration is in the control of Western developed countries. And there is a huge debt on the country. And the maximum oil is being produced. However, the results are not seen on the ground. And the hypothesis is valid on Iraq as well. So now how we can solve this? We can solve it. Before the oil was discovered in these countries, the economy was stable and it was focused on agriculture, arts, natural products. There was a proper growth in the country. However, as soon as the oil was discovered, because of external influences, because of huge dependency on the oil-based economy, there was political instability, heavy debts. So the complete countries have changed now. Now there are not good human living conditions. Now we have to reverse this thing as we are going forward, and new type of energy sources are coming up. So the recommendations what we have developed by reviewing 10 years of data of oil production, of the conditions how people are living in these countries. So we say that first recommendation is we should increase the local participation in policies so that we can focus more on the local procurement, and we should increase more involvement of local companies in the oil sector. We should promote transparency and accountability. We should understand where is the cash flow happening, where it is going. The countries which are giving their own resources, they should get the maximum benefit. There should be proper transparency how it is flowing. We should strengthen the institutions and regulatory frameworks. It doesn't matter which government is there in the country. The legal system and regulatory system should be so strong that there is no impact on the human development index. There are no safety risks. There are no social issues. The money which is going out, a significant amount of that money should be reinvested in the country for good development projects, for education sector, promoting responsible investment by international companies. So concepts like ESG, we should follow proper investment in development of the nation, from where they are taking out the natural resources, and they should help in socio-economic development of the country. Now, this is the big recommendation from our side, that as we are moving to new energy sources like hydrogen, and we should not follow the mistakes what we have done while producing oil from different countries. So it is a responsibility of the developed nations, when they are using the resources of developing nations, they should give them proper chance, and developing nations should focus on these new technologies. When we shift from one source of energy to another source of energy, they should be self-reliant. They should not be dependent on developed nations, and they should protect their own welfare first. So this was the research and our hypothesis, that yes, during oil production, developed nations, even though they never wanted that, but still they led to misuse of the resources of the developing nations. So in the next phase of energy paradigm shift, we should be more careful, and we should develop proper strategies so that developing nations can benefit from their own resources in a much better way and in a humane way. So that was the whole presentation and our research. If any questions are there, we are more than happy to answer them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear colleagues. Thank you very much. We very much appreciate your presentation. So, dear guests, the respected guests, actually, the next floor will be given to representative from International Agriculture Institute, Honorary Consul of the Kingdom of Spain and Uzbekistan, to Professor Mr. Carlos Alberto Martinez Ferrero.
Slides. Oh. Yeah, that one. Great. Assalamu alaikum. Здравствуйте. Good afternoon to everyone. First of all, I would like to say thank you to Dr. Aminova from our university, Nargisa Nazarova, for inviting me to participate in this very interesting conference. Is it working? All right, my name is Carlos Alberto Martinez Ferrero. I'm a law teacher. I work for the International Agriculture University. I'm also a lawyer, an international lawyer, and also the honorary consul of Spain in Uzbekistan. My topic is going to be related to environmental law, the general principles of environmental law. The agenda of my presentation will be divided into two parts. First, I'm going to comment on sources of law and the definition of general principles of law. And in the second part, I will just concentrate on environmental law. The sources of law are the tools that we give to a judge to resolve a particular legal issue, a legal case. A judge could never say, I'm sorry, I don't know how to resolve this case. And in this conference, for example, if we talk to each other and we want to reach some agreements, maybe we are not going to have enough legislation applicable, but at least we will have some of the sources of law to maintain and to reach agreements with each other. The first source of law is the Constitution, then legislation, subsidiary legislation, common law only in Anglo-Saxon countries, traditions, and then finally, if nothing works, if we don't have any written legislation, we can use general principles of law. By general principles of law, we understand the values of a particular society, the goals that we want to reach. And usually, general principles of law, they are not written. And then sometimes they change from time to time, depending on the needs of the society. For example, men and women are equal before the law, rejection of domestic violence, respect from country to country. When we come to give a definition to environmental law, first we have a very pessimistic definition. It's just covering only the footprint that humans are living on the planet, like if we've done many, many bad things to nature. But I prefer a positive definition, which says that there are the legal rules of human activities to protect the planet. It's a very old branch of law. The Romans, in the year 80 before Jesus, they already have legislation trying to organize the consumption of water. And in the 14th century, in the UK, in London, it was already prohibited to burn coal in the street and to dump rubbish into the rivers. Sources of environmental law. First, we have internal sources. For example, Article 45 of the Spanish Constitution, environmental law. Nature is a right for the citizens, but at the same time, it's an obligation. Then we have some international sources, which are international treaties, protocols, and conventions. And in the absence of written legislation, we have general principles of law. The principles of law I was researching and uncovering, there are 9. There are more principles of law, all right? Now I'm going to try to develop one by one briefly. The first one is the principle of sovereignty and responsibility. Article 1 of the Uzbek Constitution, Uzbekistan is an independent country, and the international community has to respect the independence of Uzbekistan. But we are changing this idea now because it's more important now, more than to be sovereign, it's more important to be responsible. And there is no problem right now if the international community is interfering to help Uzbekistan to resolve this international problem. So it's not just the problem of Uzbekistan, it's a problem to the whole international community. The second one is the principle of the good neighborhood and international cooperation. You can see the map of Spain, my country. In Spain, we have 5 rivers. The rivers are born in Spain. 70% of the water is produced in Spain, but then the water goes to Portugal. 65% of the land in Portugal depends on this water. What happens? Like 100 years ago, the water was very limited. Arriving in Portugal, it was polluted, and Portuguese, they could never produce electricity. Thanks to the European community, in the year 1998, Spain and Portugal signed a treaty, the Albufeira Treaty. And from that moment, they made enough changes for the water to come to Portugal, clean, enough water for irrigation, and Portuguese, they could buy the Spanish electricity at the same price that we pay in Spain. The third principle is a principle of differential responsibility. Is well known now that the richest countries in the world, they are polluting more. So they should be more responsible. And at the same time, they should be able to help countries like Uzbekistan. You are not rich, you need to resolve the RLC problem. These 7 countries, very rich in the world, they should help you. Number 4 is the principle of ecocentrism. For most philosophical theories, for most religions, humans are always at the center of everything we do. Now we are changing this idea, and we have this principle of ecocentrism. It means that nature is in the middle, is in the center of everything, and humans, we are rotating around it, and we have to protect it. The principle of absolute liability. If we don't have written legislation, how can we penalize someone? How can we pretend that someone is going to be responsible of the damages that they can produce? Okay, from the moment we believe that the person who making the mistake is going to be absolutely responsible, okay, we are resolving a big issue because we don't need written legislation. You have done something bad in terms of environmental damage, you are supposed to pay for it. Next one is the principle of precaution. until 1992, the Rio Declaration, we thought that the legislation coming out of a particular country was just supposed to mitigate whatever negative consequences we were having. But from that year, from that declaration, only if we have enough evidence that something could be bad for the environment, we can start making changes, and we can stop activities like in 1999 in Australia and New Zealand, they stopped Japanese from fishing tuna. You know, Japanese, they consume 450,000 tons of tuna every year, and Australia and Japan, they believed that it was too much. They couldn't prove it scientifically, but just because they thought that there was a possibility, they started making changes. as I said to you before, one of the biggest principles now is the principle of prevention. You see, we are not supposed only to mitigate if there was an earthquake or a big fire. What we have to do is we have to create legislation to prevent a particular catastrophe. For example, in the 1989 Basel Convention, which was regulating everything related to the transport of toxic waste and the disposal. Number 8 is the integration principle. It means that individual countries in the world, they are supposed to integrate, to create legislation to resolve any type of environmental issues. Countries like America, United States, or the European Union, they are really working on it. And a manifestation could be that probably by the year 2050, in Europe, we are not going to have any greenhouse gas emissions. The last principle is the principle of public participation. This principle was created in the year 2007 in the European community. It means that if you can gather 1 million signatures from more than 7 member states, you can initiate legislation. This is the end of my presentation. If you have any questions at the end of I will answer them. Okay, thank you very much.
So thank you very much, dear friends, dear guests. So the official plenary session of our conference has come to its end, actually. We are very much grateful for your participation, for your diligence, for your patience, the main thing, yeah? So then our conference will continue from 2 p.m. up to 6 p.m. after the lunch break. And you can join every section in online and offline formats. Links you can find out in the program, actually. And just a final word I want to give to my colleague, Guzar, to my colleague, and he wants to say kind of final speech.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, dear colleagues, friends, our distinguished guests. It's a really good, very great honor to have you all here today. I think it was very interesting, very productive conference. Thank you for very interesting, very productive presentations. I believe that will work as a basis for the professors, for the teachers, for the students to work maybe on their dissertations, how to implement ESG principles in Uzbekistan, how to develop Uzbekistan's economy towards green economy. So thank you again for coming here, for making your presentations. We don't want to steal your time anymore, so welcome to the lunch. Thank you very much.
Dear guests, excuse me. So we have got a group photo in the main hall of the entrance of this building. Thank you very much. And after that, you can go easily to lunch, no problem. Thank you very much.
Alaykum, eshityapsizmi Dilafruz opa mani? Bo'ldi, o'sha gapirib turing, mikrofoningizga yaqinroq gapiring, eshitilmayapti-da o'sha. Bo'ldi. Doniyor aka, mani eshityapsizmi Doniyor aka? Doniyor aka, mani eshityapsizmi?
I very much appreciate your patience actually.
Eleonora, eshityapsizmi mani? Ha, rus tilidasizlar, sizlar rus kanaliga o'tib olaman, hozir to'xtanglar. 1 2 3 4 Doniyor aka gapiring. Doniyor aka gapiring, eshitilmayapti. Eleonora gapiring. Endi eshitildi mana. Mana shu ovozga qarab qo'ying, ovoz eshitilmay qolishi mumkin. Mikrofonda gapirish kerak. 1 2 3 4 eshitdim. Shu mikrofonga yaqinroq gapirishga nima qilinglar, iltimos. Bo'ldi. Rahmat katta, charchamanglar. Abetdan keyingi linklarga kiramiz. Bir kishi bu yoqda qoladi. Asosiyda 3 kishi alohida boshqa linklarga kiradi, bilasizlar, o'sha alohida linkda o'tiramiz. Hamma o'zini linkiga kiradi, men переводчик sifatida biriktiraman. Rahmat.